Hi there movie fans, and welcome to another edition of Movies. Today we're fixing our bayonets on Napoleon, Ridley Scott's latest historical epic about the Corsican gunnery officer who rose out of revolutionary France to become its emperor and, for a time, controller of all continental Europe, before finally facing defeat at Waterloo and ignominious exile on a remote windswept island in the South Atlantic. The film is an enjoyable 2-hour, 40-minute roller coaster ride through 20 years of Napoleonic history, beginning with Napoleon's coming to prominence, leading the successful recapture of Toulon from the British in 1793, to his eventual defeat at the hands of the British, Dutch and Prussian forces at Waterloo in 1815, and his subsequent permanent exile on St Helena. It touches on the execution of Marie Antoinette, where Napoleon is present to bear witness, the reign of terror under Robespierre until Robespierre's own execution by guillotine, subsequent rule by Directory which harnesses Napoleon's military skills to suppress dissent, Napoleon's subsequent appointment as one of 3 consuls to rule France following abandonment of the Directory, the transition to military dictatorship and Napoleon's becoming Emperor of France, the battles he fought in that period, including, as depicted here, his campaign in Egypt, the Battle of Austerlitz against Austrian and Russian forces, his march into Russia and the Battle of Borodino, his retreat from Moscow in the same campaign, and ultimate defeat at Waterloo. Oh, and Napoleon's relationship with Josephine, squeezed in fact, as the main focus of the film. I like this period of history, and there is much here to appreciate, particularly the cinematography and choreography around the battle scenes in Toulon Harbour, at Waterloo, and an especially chilling sequence on the frozen ice at Austerlitz. I'm not sure, however, this makes for an engaging and satisfying movie demanding repeat viewings, where you want to feel invested in characters or thrilled by the drama of moments. The film's sweep is too broad, it tries to cover too much ground, and too many events in too many years, and we're left with no real understanding of the enormity of Napoleon's triumphs, not just his military genius in the 61 battles he fought, but also his control of an entire continent under one legal code, or the charisma and iron will it took to get him to the position he did, and how he faced up to the waning of his powers on the slow retreat from Moscow. Instead, we get Joaquin Phoenix using mumbling and myriad small facial expressions to try to convey the inner workings of the man that conquered Europe. That just doesn't catch. I was hoping for a performance that captured the essence of the man who achieved what he did, to elevate his character from the history books. Instead, his Napoleon comes across as one of the most uncharismatic leaders in history. Which is a shame for Scott, who is a master of historical epics. See how the Crusades are viewed through the eyes of Orlando Bloom's Balian, or the Roman Wars as lived by Russell Crowe's Maximus in Gladiator. Both films use history as a context within which to set their characters to exhilarating results. Napoleon, on the other hand, seems too big a subject to be hemmed in by a 2-hour 40-minute runtime, and where we might be better served by 1 or 2 career highlights, we get a 20-year panorama on one of the most eventful epochs in history, where somehow Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby, who plays Josephine, brilliant I might add, if the film has a centre it is here, need to find some space to explore the depth of their characters. It would have been interesting to see the results of a film focused just on this, or just on Napoleon the administrator, or Napoleon the warlord, but instead it endeavours to be all things to all men and suffers as a result. So broad, in fact, that even the battles sometimes feel like summaries, no more so than the final drama of Waterloo. Not only is there no sense of why Napoleon was so feared as a military commander, but the sequence misses much of the ebb and flow that occurred over 3 days of the whole Waterloo campaign. Now, I'm aware of the accusations of historical inaccuracy that have been levelled at Scott, and to a degree I have some sympathy with this response, where he is first and foremost a filmmaker in the entertainment industry. I think, however, that Scott isn't attempting to rewrite history, more that there isn't enough running time to treat each event with the detail it deserves. I think ultimately this is a case of Scott's magnificent ambition exceeding his reach. Perhaps, if the rumour mill is right, there is a massive 4-hour director's cut waiting to be released that allows all these themes the room they need to percolate. Until then, do try to catch this Napoleon at least once, or better yet, check out The Duelists, a similar period piece, also directed by Scott, where Harvey Keitel and Keith Carradine, as two French cavalry officers, duke it out in a battle of wills in Napoleonic France. With Napoleon as context and backdrop, the film has time to explore the themes of obsession, masculinity and honour more thoroughly and rewardingly. It is one of the best films of Scott's glittering career and proves he does have a satisfying Napoleonic film in him, if not perhaps the one that bears the name of this period of history. We thank you for watching and hope you've enjoyed this review. If you wanted to leave a comment, we will respond. Otherwise, please like and subscribe to our channel and do look out for more movie reviews soon.